Right, welcome back to Carp TV, guys. You're joining me today down on my Kent carp fishing syndicate. I've managed to get out for another weekend, which very rarely happens for me. So I'm more than chuffed to be out 2 weekends in a row. Last week I was down, I managed to have 3 fish out, which was absolutely pucker. And if you didn't catch that vlog, it's the video just before this one. So if you do want to sort of catch up from there, yeah, just click on that and have a watch. I arrived at the lake probably about 3 hours ago, I'd said, and when I got here I actually bumped into a few of the other members I know, cracking lads, and it was really nice to just have a catch up, really, have a chat with them, talk a bit of fishing, talk about how they're getting on the lake, hear some of their stories, and yeah, really good it was. Because when you listen to the other anglers' stories and what they've been up to, it actually gets you a bit more pumped for your own. So anyway, going on, I dropped my rods into swim 10. Here I am. I've got 2 rods out going out towards the bar, straight in front, fishing proper hard bottom, and then my left hand rod I've stuck it in the silt just before the bar starts to come up, so that way hopefully if they're feeding in the soft stuff we can get them, if they're feeding on the hard stuff we can get them from there. Now, not changed anything about how I'm fishing. I'm still fishing with stiff-hinged rigs over the top of a bed of pellet, Creamino pellet and Creamino boilie from Baitworks, little orange heaven pop-up. It's pretty much standard to how I like to present, and hopefully, just hopefully, we might have one. It would be nice. I would like to have one. Come on, fish. Right guys, well, it's 11:30 at night now, and I've just managed this banging 27.8 common. So if this was in the daytime, I'll tell you what, this thing will be absolutely cracking. It is mega dark. The lights ain't going to do it too much justice, to be fair, of night. But yeah, fall into a little heaven pop-up stiff hinge over the top with some Creamino pellet, Creamino boilie, and I am absolutely buzzing with it. As you can see, that is a cracking common, mega dark. So thank you very much for visiting me, mate. Always a pleasure to see you beauties on the bank. He's a bit angry, this one. Look at that bin. Happy days. Right, well, good morning. It's now day 2 and no more action since that common in the night. Beautiful common that was, proper nice fish. Now I was originally today thinking of going over to my other syndicate around the corner that I got my ticket for this year, but I spoke to a pal and it don't really seem like it's worth me going over there. So then I thought, well, what's next? Maybe I could move on here, but there's nowhere to move to. It's a bit ramo jammo, so I'm going to stick it out in swim. I've seen a few fish long, so I still think I stand a chance of another fish. Might have a little change up on my rigs. I still think the rigs are good, there's no need to change them, but it's not going to hurt just to try a couple of different rigs and see what that brings. So for now we'll crack on, and if I change rigs I'll show you guys what I'm sticking on, but there's still time. I think we can have one, hopefully 2, you never know. Unfortunately, later that day I had to leave the lake unexpectedly, but I did manage to get myself out a week later, and here's how that session went. Right guys, well, just had this one, £43 6 mirror, known as Lipton. I've had it before, So it is a recapture, but it don't really matter to me. It's an absolutely cracking fish. This fell to Baitworks pop-up over some creamino and pellet on a stiff-hinge rig. So what a pucker fish. Right guys, as I said, 43.6, fish known as Lipton. Absolutely pucker fish. More than happy to have this one again. Thank you very much for visiting me, mate. Thank you very, very much. Right guys, well, a little update. I got in the swim earlier and then literally got the rods out. I had 2 rods out and then I managed to bank that 40. So happy days, but as soon as I'd put the fish back, the heavens opened up, started hammering down, and it ain't stopped for a long time now. I think we're about a couple of hours in. The rods have gone silent. This lake, I've always found it tends to go very quiet in the rain. But hopefully when this rain clears up, we could get back in on the action. So yeah, a little update for now. Can't really do too much while it's like this. Hopefully it stops soon, but the rods are out and we're on the money. Right guys, well, just had this double take right on first light. This is the first part, nice little common, upper double, maybe £19, £19. So more than happy, but there's another one, so I'm going to get that one out. It's a little bit bigger, but what a wicked fish. Right, well, here's the second one of that double take. A nice cracking mirror, just under £23. Again, fall into the stiff hinge rig with a orange heaven pop-up over the top of some creamino pellet and creamino boilie. And yeah, absolutely rocking. Mega happy. Let's get this one back, eh? Right guys, well, it may look lovely and sunny, but I assure you it's very cold. So last night it rained solid for about 8 hours relentlessly. Then night went through quite uneventful, but then early doors in the dark, but just breaking point of daylight, had that double take, managed that nice little common and a mirror. So more than chuffed with that. Puts me on 4 fish. Ooh. well. So I was just about to do some rig talk and then the rod ripped off and I had this 22 pound. Absolute cracking little linear. Really nice fish, this one. So made up with this. Obviously it's not a giant, but it's a proper cracking looking fish. So again, little stiff hinge with Baitworks pop up on over some creamino pellet, creamino boilie, and it's doing the business. So here's the other side of the 22 pound linear. Proper cracking fish. It's a bit angry. It's been giving me hell in the on the mat, but really pretty. So when you've got a cracking fish like this, you're happy to catch them. To be fair, size regardless. Well, 18 pound 2 of absolutely awesome looking creature. Look at it. I mean, the scales on this thing are unbelievable. What a fish. Can't wait till this one's bigger. I don't even care about the size of this one, to be honest, because look at it. Have a word, will ya? Look at the scales on it. Scales on this thing are a joke. I'm mega happy with this. Mega happy with this. Well, we're well into day 2 now. So it's about 6 PM and light's going to be gone in a couple of hours. But the session's been productive so far. We've had 7 fish altogether. Most are high doubles to low 20s, but having that 40 was a proper bonus. Most of the action has been coming from my middle rod going long. It's about 130 yards out fishing to an island. And there's a fair bit of muck over there really, a bit of choddy. So what I've been doing is I've been getting a couple of PVA foam nuggets. I've been sticking them down into some PVA stocking, PVA mesh. This one's the PVA Organics by Katran. And I've been adding some creamino pellet into the stocking, tying it off and then just threading that down onto the hook point. So this way that when I stick the hook point into the foam, it protects it, stops it getting sort of all buried into something, and in turn is going to stop me catching a fish. And also gives a little bit of pellet around the bait, the baited rig. And I've also put in, obviously, I'm using a boat to get over there for this. And there's 3 offerings in the boat. But having it inside the PVA foam also stops the hook point catching bait dropping from the boat on the way down. So hopefully the action's going to continue through the night. I've got to be off of here at 7 in the morning. I've got to get to work, so that gives me a couple of hours to get in. But yeah, it's been good. I'm more than happy. I can actually smile and go home feeling like I've had a good session. Well, the middle rod's back into action, resulted in this 29.5 pound mirror, just under 30. So a bit of a killer, but only cheating myself if I bump it up. But what a quality fish it still is. So I'm still more than happy to have this one. That puts us on about 8 fish now. So happy days. Well, this is the line that I've got on my reels, guys. This is Katran Krypton. I'm using the 21-pound breaking strain. So this is it's a great line for strength, really good for strength. 21-pound, I think you'd really have a job breaking it, to be honest. I've had 7 fish this session and it's not giving me any grief. There's no trouble at all for me of this line snapping at all. It's not going to happen really. Plus you've got the tech point of this line is that at night time you shine a blue head torch which you can buy, a Katran head torch, and it will make the line glow up like an luminous yellow colour. So at night time you can easily see where your rods are facing, see if you've been done. Also, if you're playing a fish, you can sort of take a peek up, look at the tips of your rods and see which way the fish is going in, which direction, which is a bit of an aid when you're playing the fish because not always the easiest at night. So yeah, it's a great line. I've been using it for a while now and I definitely won't be changing. And it's definitely not let me down on this session. Well guys, just had this one. It's 16 and a half pound actually, but lovely little fish, but I ain't going to be getting it out. It's proper hammering it down with rain. I'm not going to get such great shots of it at night time anyway. But... Well guys, that's it for me now. Last night at 1 I lost a big old fish. I'm going to say I'm 95% sure it's a 40-pounder right over the top of the net. So I managed to catch my line out on the other side on one of my other rods, and as I was bringing it back in, I managed to play it all the way in. Took about 25 minutes, half hour, beasted me up, and then I was netting it in, like, biting close here, putting the net underneath it, and as the net's going under it, it starts doing all the head wobbling that the big old fish do, and then the hooks popped out and the fish has literally just swum off over the cord, and I've ended up just hooking my rig and my lead, well, no lead, my lead clip. So yeah, a bit of a broken man this morning. The session that started so well was gone very bad at the end. If you see my gear on eBay this week, then you know why. Absolutely gut curdling, that very big fish, and it just it's almost in slow motion. It's like I put the net under it, it started the head wobbling, and literally, because it's a barbless rule in here, so barbless hooks just popped out, and yeah, the fish thought it was done. It just sort of swam really slowly, and I'm trying to net it, but I couldn't. Oh, playing it again over my head's quite punishing, to be honest. But yeah, I'm getting out of here. I've got to get to work anyway, but I'm done. Alright guys, well I'll see you on the next vlog. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers.